All right, welcome race fans. Here we are tonight at Iowa with the Maximum Speed Racing League here with the Nationwide cars. Going to be doing 160 laps here, so this could be an interesting night. I don't know. We kind of guys have been a little bit dreading it, I think, all this week. We have had a couple practice sessions up, though, and the guys have been doing quite well. This track here, they felt like it was a little bit more grippy than the other track. So we'll see how it plays out for them. I don't know. Well, John, welcoming John here into the booth with me. John Mushton, welcome, buddy.
Well, thank you very much, Rudy, and good evening to everybody out there in viewerland.
Well, in just a second here, John, I'm going to have you go out and turn a hot lap for us and let us know what you think of the track. Walk us through what you're doing, what you're seeing, how your reactions are, what the car feels like for you, what you got to do to make a good lap. And let me get, are you on the track yet, or are you ready on your pit road or anything?
I am sitting in my car on pit road waiting for you, buddy.
I'm there. Okay, anytime you're ready.
All right, Rudy, one of the biggest things on this track that these guys are going to have to get used to is this pit road speed. It's only 40. And the way these cars are geared, you'll actually get up to 40 really fast. So you got to be careful not to speed.
Right.
I'm out on the track. This car, I got a penalty. See what I mean? You got to be real careful.
Yep.
We'll try this one more time. I'll keep it down at 30 just to make sure I don't upset the NASCAR officials with their radar guns. Alrighty, here we go out onto the track. With Iowa's economy-sized Richmond, it's a D-shaped oval with different banking in turns 1 and 2 than in 3 and 4. And the key really is just smooth throttle control, brake control, and not letting yourself get run over by guys that are faster than you. So coming across the line here, going down in turn 1, you want to get onto the brakes fairly soon, but not hard. Ease off the brakes, let it roll through the center, then ease back onto the throttle. Off and let it drift all the way up to that wall. Come down the back stretch, you're going to come in there a little bit harder than 1 and 2. Get on that brake again. Not much. Slow it down, let it roll through the corner. Ease back on the throttle, let it swing all the way out to that outside wall. Maximize speed. Come and then again down into turn 1. Boom. Get on those brakes a little bit right there. Car's just a little bit loose on the fresh tires. And ease back onto the throttle coming down the back stretch. Now, fuel at this track is going to be it's a long window for fuel. You're looking at about probably 85 to 90 laps on fuel. But the key is going to be tires, because this track does eat up some tires, especially those right sides. That right rear will get burned up quick because these cars are loose for the first 10 to 15 laps and only tightens up after you've run a good hard 15 to 20 laps. So these guys are going to be burning up those right rears if they're not real careful. And tires are definitely going to be a pretty important item tonight for these guys to try and conserve it. Especially if we, by miracle, have a long green flag run. You don't want to have to waste a lot of time changing 4 tires, so we might see a 2-tire stop if these guys conserve their tires for the first part of that run. And that about does it for me down here on the track there, Rudy. Throwing it back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, buddy. And man, that was a really awesome ride along. Appreciate that. That was really awesome.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
All right, folks, there's a ride along with John Mushton Jr., one of our league members. He's a penalty for the next couple of weeks, so for an infraction out on the track, which we won't get into. But brand new guy on the track with us tonight, Robert O'Neill, in the league just a little while ago, matter of fact. So good to have him. We know him from Maximum Velocity, and he's a really good guy, good out there on the track, very respectful to the other drivers, and that really says a lot for some of them guys that race over there at Maximum Velocity. Pretty awesome.
I've done some laps, Rudy, with the guys over at Max Velocity, and Robert is one of their faster drivers. Very courteous fellow, very nice to get along with out on the track. Yep. But he will race you as hard as you race him.
Oh yeah.
Which is, to be expected. But he's a very competitive guy, and he's not one of these guys that's he's not known for being overly aggressive, but he's also not known for being a pushover. He's like, kind of like the Dale Jr. of iRacing. He'll put his nose in there when he knows he's got the car that can handle it. But if he knows his car won't handle it, he won't push his luck. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, that's what it's going to take. You know, it's got, you know, this track, it's like we were just talking beforehand, John. You know, I would really like to see the guys, you know, everybody get along out there and, you know, not argue and fight over a little bump or a little bang. Yeah, sure, I don't want to see people just running all over people, but, you know, it's just a game. It's a sim game. You know, if you can't handle this, how would you handle a game of marbles or checkers? You know, are you gonna?
You've got a great point, but on the other side of that coin, though, you know, football's just a game and baseball's just a game. But the participants of those sports want to do the best they can at it. Does that make sense? And when you can't be the best you can be or do the best you can at something, it gets very frustrating. Does that make sense?
I understand that point, yes. But, you know, my point I'm trying to make is that, okay, we're all a bunch of guys that we're on the internet talking here. We're on the internet. Now, this, the social media and games like this here that we're all on the internet from all over parts of the world. We have guys in here from Australia, Canada, all over the place. Okay, the internet has created a bunch of internet tough guys, internet bullies, okay? They got a mouth the size of an alligator, but if they were sitting across the table from them at a game of checkers and the guy beat them, you can bet they wouldn't talk like an alligator then.
I would agree with you on that, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't heard a whole lot of that in iRacing. You know, guys talking trash to each other like that. Now, what I have heard are guys like me who, you know, have something unexpected happen to them on a track during a race and, you know, get caught off guard by it and letting loose the F-bomb every once in a while. But I've, for the most part, and I've been doing sim racing since '93, been doing it a long time. Not that I'm good, we both know that's not the case, but, you know, I've been doing it a while. And I find that for the most part, guys are courteous enough to each other. Now, that's in league racing. Now, in open series racing, you and I both know, boy, that gets ugly really, really fast. And that's an unfortunate side effect of, like you said, internet bullies. You know, guys that want to, you know, badmouth each other for no apparent reason other than they can do it and know that they can get away with it over the internet. Yep. But I have found that for the most part in league racing, where it's a controlled environment with, you know, present admins and whatnot, for the most part it can be a good experience. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, the thing I try to get across to all of our members that, you know, we're all supposed to be friends in here. You know, we're
exactly.
We're like a family. We know each other, and, you know, some of us know each other at a pretty personable level too. You know, and I mean, you know, if we go out there and we bump fenders or something like that, and I get taken out of the race, gosh, I'm not going to beat the heck out of my best friend, you know, or one of my friends in here, or I'm not going to, like, you know, just cut him down, call him everything, you know, in the book. So that's just my point, I guess I'm making. Well, one thing I did, to kind of change the subject a little, John, one thing I did want to bring up here tonight, if you'll notice, there's a few guys out here running similar paint schemes.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was just looking for 9 and I think the 90. Well, he's spinning out now, but the 9 and the 93. I think.
We have a member that Lee Bedsel. His daughter has pretty much incurable cancer, and you know, our prayers are with him and her, of course. But I don't know all the specifics, and I guess it's really not that important to our viewers. You know, it's this kind of personal thing, but still, this is kind of this is a web page, actually a Facebook page group of it's called Cancer Sucks, and let me get rid of this music. I'm trying to talk over music here. It's called Cancer Sucks. If you look it up on Facebook, you can actually like the page, and they do a lot to help people that have cancer. That's Lee Bedsel's car right there I'm on right now. And I think him and William Kirk and somebody else are running.
The 9 car, and the 33 car, and the 97. Robert Riley would be the 33.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's see, I'm in K. You're in K. do you think I could join the league? I'm in K. Where's K? I don't know where K is.
Yeah, I don't know that either.
I'm in K.
Do you mean you're in kindergarten, Waterbug?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm in K.
And if that's the case, do you know how to drive?
Yeah, really. Yeah. Do you have a wheel? Do you have a computer that you can put a wheel on and drive? Class B,
Okay.
I have experience with the B car.
Yeah, but when you say I am in K, what does that mean? You're in Kansas? Did you not finish a sentence, maybe?
Well, what's your name? And I'll look you up on there. It's an invite-only league, and I'll have to look up your stats and stuff, and we'll see. We'll get you in TeamSpeak and go over the rules with you, but yeah, it's a typo. I thought that's what it was, but what's your name on iRacing so I can look you up?
While you do that, Rudy, I'm going to take a quick break. Go grab me another cup of coffee. I'll be right back.
Hey, that sounds like a winner. Yeah, we're really not taking new members, but, you know, if you've got some really, really good stats, we would love to have you. It's just that, you know, we're kind of being a little bit selective right now. The guys that have been in here have raced each other for a long time. Most of them, the core groups. Okay, Drew, is that spelled correctly? P-F-A-F-F-M-A-N-N? Is that correct? Drew. I will look you up after the race tonight. Okay. Will you be around after the race is over that I can get you in TeamSpeak? Oh, you're William's friend? Oh, William Kirk's friend? Oh, we don't want you in here then. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, heck yeah, man. I hear him talk about you a lot. Yeah. I don't really see a problem with it. I don't see a problem with it. You know, I will try to get you in here. Hey, there's Sherelle. Sherelle, we love you, and man, I'm telling you what, I just don't know what to say, girl. And you know, my prayers are with you and the whole family. Everybody's out here running the Cancer Sucks paint scheme tonight. Well, not everybody. Quite a few people that are running the Cancer Sucks paint scheme. But Waterbug, yeah, I'll look you up after the race, and we'll get together, okay? I'll try to see if I can get you in TeamSpeak, and maybe we can chat a little bit. I can go over the rules with you and stuff. The rules are pretty basic. They're pretty much basic rules that all the leagues are using now. Enter on the backstretch at all times. We go down the right side of pit road. They're getting ready to qualify here, so let me get this switched over here, and I'll get back to you in just a minute. We're going to go ahead and play our national anthem to get things kicked off here, folks.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, folks, we're back, and times are coming in now. John, we're back here if you're there.
Yes, sir. I'm back. I absolutely am.
Well, Sherelle.
Set up on a whisper button. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, this is a whisper button. You won't hear on TeamSpeak. This is just whispering to you. Oh, they won't hear it on the broadcast, I should say.
Yeah, they will. Anything I hear, they can hear.
Okay, well, never mind then. Hi, Sherelle. How you doing tonight, girl?
Yeah, that's Sherelle. You're Lee's daughter, the one with the cancer. Yeah, that. Yeah, we love you, dear, and man, I again, like I said, I just don't know what to say. I know I'm a cancer victim myself, but I beat it, and I really will be praying for you. I wish there was a way that that I could tell you that you will beat it, and I hope you do. I would think one thing that I would like to say, and maybe I shouldn't say, but have you tried maybe looking for a second opinion, or maybe even a third opinion on that? Because there are different doctors have different methods of therapy. There's all kinds of different things out there. There's new things coming each and every day. There's new things coming along with cancer therapy. So I don't know. I think second or third opinion might be something that might offer up some hope for you. I don't know. Well, anyhow, John, getting back to the race here. Guys are qualifying. And don't look like we've got a huge qualifying grid going on right now.
No, I was just thinking the same thing. Looks like only 9 guys have taken down time so far. I was watching Butler in practice. He is smoking, and he turns in a qualifying lap that is only 2/100ths slower than he practiced with, whereas guys like William Kirk and David Howard actually qualified almost a 10th off of where they were running in practice.
Yeah, let me make sure. You know what? I didn't have your volume turned up all the way. I don't know why, but okay, there now. Maybe it's better. Let's see.
How's that? Is that better?
Oh yeah, much better. I don't know why I didn't have your volume. It was just a little bit, Let me give him our TeamSpeak ID here, and I can get Waterbug in here afterwards, and we'll give him try to get a word in with him after the race here and get him hooked up. I do want to kind of look at your stats, Waterbug. There's the TeamSpeak info. If you want to join, I can't really do much right now, but if you want to come in after the race is over, we can get a word in with you. Okay, qualifying is over, so we're going to get down here to the grid, and give me a second here to get things organized. I've been doing more talking than anything, so okay, starting on the pole, Sean Butler with a 22.749. Congratulations to him for the pole. William Kirk coming in second. David Howard Jr. third. Daniel Smallwood fourth. Scott Brinson fifth. Lee Bedsall in sixth. Cody Griffin seventh. Robert Moyer eighth. Robert Riley ninth. Rush 10th. That was the last one to qualify. Robert O'Neill, first one to not qualify. New guy in the league tonight, coming in 11th. And I think that put me... No, that's Ed. Ed making it in. There he is. He'll start 12th. I'm not in there. James Lehman in 14th. James Blankenship 15th. Brian Phillips 16th. Kerry Cleaver 17th. Brian Wertman 18th. Matthew Breckel 19th. Kevin O'Brien 20th. Kevin Bonner 21st. And, of course, you're not in there. And Timothy Lewis rounding out the field in 23rd.
Well, I'll tell you, I think, Rudy, tonight we're going to have a pretty good race. I feel it, man. I feel that these guys are going to get out there and take this as serious as they need to keep it clean and green for as long as they can.
God, I hope you're right.
I feel it, man. I've got faith in these guys. We saw some pretty good racing last weekend, and I think that these guys can probably get to their heads that we want to take this as green as long as we can. And I see some new paint jobs out there, so they don't want to scratch those new paint jobs up.
Oh, heck no, man. Well, we don't want them cancer sucks cars with any damage on them whatsoever. So
Exactly.
So I hope Lee does do that, and William Kirk. I know those two are definitely running that paint scheme. I don't know if anybody else is, but I didn't look at each and every one. Let me trying to get some last-minute things done here. Sorry. Might not be as talkative as I normally am, but okay. Looks like we're rolling off the grid now.
Yes, sir. We are rolling out, and I'll tell you what, I'm super excited to actually help you broadcast this. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of glad I'm not down there on the track. Me and this track have a history, and it's not good.
Wow, that's not good.
It's my favorites.
I have a difficult time with this track, and I don't know why, because it really looks like a fun track to drive. It just this one.
It's a fun track in late models and super late stuff like that. I've had great finishes with those two cars here, but when it comes to the trucks and the B cars, man, I just this track hates my guts. It feels like.
Yeah, this one in Richmond, I really have a difficult time with, and I think it's the configuration of the track itself.
I was just going to say those two share a lot of similarities. This one's a lot bigger than Richmond. Richmond comes in at just around 3/4 of a mile. This one's almost a full mile in length. But you're right, it's the same configuration, same banking almost, within about a half a degree on both ends of the track. And I think you're like a lot of guys, Rudy. This track, it'll reach out and bite you so fast, just like Richmond, if you don't know the perfect line to get around it. And it's got to be just a perfect spot. You got to hit your marks exactly here, even when you got a guy on your inside or outside, or you're going to have a hard time getting around here quick.
That's right. Okay, well, it looks like Sean Butler, the leader, is opted to start on the outside, which is his option to do. But the drivers do have to go on green at all times. So pace car is in, and looks like Sean Butler's waiting on the green. Green.
And here we go. And Sean's going to... Looked like he was asleep on that start, didn't he?
Yeah, it looked like William Kirk almost had a good run on him there for a second.
That I hope Kirk didn't jump that start, but he's pulled out the pretty good. And Butler's really struggling. Oh, there goes. Okay. And I'm looking at the wrong car.
Daniel Smallwood up on the high side now. Really gets a good run. Takes over second. Kirk back to third. And Lee Bedsall into fourth.
Yeah, Butler's really stretching that lead out already. He's been really strong the last few weeks, Rudy, and he was strong last week and looked really, really fast. We got a car spinning into.
Keeping it down off the track. It looks like I'm going back here to see Cody Griffin.
Yeah, did he? Yep, he moved it.
Yeah. And he kept it green. So let's see what happened to Cody real quick here, being they are still under green.
Nah, caution's out.
Why did the caution come out?
Because got one spin down the front stretch, two spin on the front stretch. Both down the infield, one in the pits, one in the grass.
Well, that's good news for Cody then, because boy, he would have been left out in the dust right there. And it looked like he had even tried to bring out the caution by letting it fall up onto the track, but he never even locked the brakes up. All right, well, back up here, and everybody catching up to. You say there was a spin, huh?
Yeah, it looks like the 97 got a little loose coming out of 3, and I don't know if he came up into the wall there, just lost it or what. Yeah, he got loose out of 3, came down, collected the 82, and they both spun down the front stretch.
Well, I'm showing Robert Moyer way back here. What happened to him? Because he was up there like in 5th or 6th.
He's the one that got into it with the 97 there. Oh. He and Lee got into each other. Lee went up. He got loose into 3. Saved it, but then coming out of 4, got loose again and came down and got into Moyer.
Oh, okay. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smallwood's in chat. They're in here.
Well, hello, Mr. Smallwood, Mrs. Smallwood.
Yeah, they're rooting for Daniel, their son. That's pretty awesome. And, you know, that's something that just kind of something to talk about a little bit here while they're under caution. John, it's so cool to have a driver in here that their mom and dad devote so much time into watching their son out here doing a sim race. That, to me, is just absolutely amazing.
It is, Rudy. I tell you what, it's awesome. I wish I was young enough to have parents, still interested in what I did. But my mom and dad are at that point in their lives where they're going to do their thing and I'm going to do my thing. But it's good to see the small ones in here again. And it looks like Daniel's having a pretty good night running there in second right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, the way he's been running lately, I'll tell you what, he's going to give William Kirk a run for his money. Now, whether he's going to be able to get up there and lead some laps tonight and get by Sean Butler, I don't know. Sean Butler's pretty tough. But,
Butler, I don't know. It's like he just really stepped his game up this season. I mean, he was fast last season, don't get me wrong, but this season he is just, he's on fire, man. But like you said, we got Smallwood, we got Kirk, Captain Kirk's in there. Those are, I think, the two guys that are probably the best equipped to give Sean Butler a run for his money this season.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yep. Well,
I would probably throw Cody Griffin in that group if Cody could keep his car on track for the entire race, but he's had a problem the last 2 or 3 weeks with incidents. I mean, have you noticed that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, I know we had some incident issues that we covered after last week's race, and the rules have been changed, and I'm not one that changes rules in the mid-season, but we changed them to satisfy everybody, and they will get 13 disqualification incidents tonight, and that'll be across every single race, whether it's a super speedway or a short track. It doesn't matter. 13 incidents, and you're disqualified.
Oh, no, you can't do that. Come on. I'm sorry. Just give you a hard time already.
No resets. I had actually mistakenly gave one reset last week, and I don't know why, but it was actually a mistake. And I thought it was after, I thought the race started, and I thought, well, maybe nobody will notice it. And then a few people did notice it, and then I got a lot of positive feedback on it, but no resets. So
I'm not sure what's going on with my trading paints here, but I'm showing Smallwood in a white car, and you got him on the broadcast in that beautiful Goodies car.
Oh,
That's a good-looking race car.
Yeah. Sometimes I've noticed, John, completely shut trading paints down and restart it, okay? And watch it on screen after you restart it, and make sure that it searches for the cars and downloads everybody's trading paints. Now, if that doesn't work, okay, and something you want to do when you have that open, I'm going to open this just real quick here just so I can follow.
Oh, there it goes. It was just stuck refreshing, I guess. I had fresh paint jobs for pretty much everybody. Okay, I guess it just decided to stop, but it's got it now.
While you have that open, though, I want you to take a look at something real quick. The three boxes there at the top that are check marked.
Yeah.
Uncheck the third one. I'm sorry. Wait a minute.
You talking about under general? I don't have any of those except for stay logged in checked.
Oh, okay. Go down to the second part, the fourth one down, the automatically refresh textures. Uncheck that. And I'm going to tell you why after you do it, and then click apply. Okay.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay. The reason why you want to do that is because Trading Paints does have an issue with it, where if you get a new paint job in there, and say like a guy they're going green here anyhow. We'll talk about it. Going green. All right, green.
And this is a great start this time. It looks like the 8 car was able to keep up with Butler going down in the 1. The key is going to be holding that car down there without losing any time.
If somebody puts a new paint job in there, and it's say like it's just been put in an hour ago, sometimes it may not work right. You can hit Control R now and it'll refresh. But you'll have to do that every time you go in a room. Hit Control R.
Yeah, that's what I do anyway. And it looks like Kirk just took second away from Smallwood on the outside. And like I said during that hot lap earlier, that the middle to outside on this track is really the fastest way around here. The problem is going down into 1 and 2, there's a set of bumps right in between those two turns that start in that middle lane. And I tell you hit those things and your car's going for a ride.
Scott Brinson now working on the back end of Rush. Rush in 6th place. What? How did he get up to 6th?
That's another one's been picking his game up over these last few weeks, starting at Watkins Glen when he had that top 5 at Watkins Glen. Oh, we got a car spinning on the backstretch down into that interior wall.
Brian Wortman, it looks like. Ouch. Let's go back and see what
Stays
happened.
green, though. If he can get it going in time.
Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to find him. Where the heck is my cameras here? Let's see what happened to Brian Wortman.
Self-spin all by himself. He just come out of 2 there and lost it.
Whoa, yep.
He didn't make contact with anything, though, so that's good news.
Yeah, he locked it right down. That's really good. All right, he's back underway, but he's really not that far back from the leader. Actually, he didn't get going too bad, but he's about 5 seconds ahead of our leader, Sean Butler. And Sean pulled out to about a second lead over William Kirk now.
Yeah, Sean's making up a little under a 10th a lap on the guys behind him, which doesn't bode well. We got a fight for 4th going on back there between Lehman and the 7 car.
Yeah, David Howard Jr. Yep. And Lehman backs it back off though and says, "Nah, it just wasn't the time to do it." And it's like you said, that grip is up on the high side. David Howard got the good grip and pulled back ahead of him.
Yeah, passing on the bottom is not impossible. It just takes a combination of exquisitely perfect timing coming out of turn 2, pulling that car down the back stretch on the inside, and then hopefully you'll be able to roll that thing really good to the center of the turns of 3 and 4 on the middle to the bottom lane. But it's difficult to do. It really is.
Well, Scott Brinson gets by Rush to go into 6th. Rush back in 7th. James Blankenship coming up through in the 8th place. And Cody Griffin has got his car back into position here and got back up into 9th place now.
Yeah, 10-4. Like I said in pre-broadcast on that hot lap, we're looking at a window of, on fuel anyway, of between probably 85 and 90 laps now. How long the tires are going to last, to be honest with you, is going to be up to each driver in particular, and how hard they drive this car during that fuel run. And, you know, I've seen some guys, believe it or not, Rudy, do a 2-tire stop after 50 laps and still maintain some pretty good speed. And we got a really good fight for 4th going on between Howard and Lehman.
Oh, man, we got a gaggle of them here all working together here. Man, right now coming to the line, Lehman did get that position from Howard Jr., but he hasn't completed the pass yet, and those two are going to be door-to-door for a little while, I think, until Lehman decides that maybe he's just going to use up his tires down there.
So yeah, that's something he's really got to be conscientious. He's going to drift up, but he didn't get into the Howard. That's good. Meantime, Smallwood is kind of gauging Kirkman, it looks like, trying to figure out where he wants to make his pass at.
Yeah, he is kind of working him over. I think he's trying to figure him out, study him.
That's something I've noticed. Smallwood's really good at that. You know who else is good at that is Griffin. Griffin will ride behind a guy for a good 5 or 10 laps. Oh, here we go. We got to fight for 2nd place.
Yes, sir.
And Smallwood really drove that car hard down to 1. He might pay for that, or he might not. It looks like he's going to make those bumps work for him, and he's going to pull that 9 car going down to 3 and 4, and he'll complete the pass going to 3.
Yeah, he just needs to go up in front of Kirk and make Kirk check up a little bit. There we go.
That slowed Kirk down, letting Lehman get up there into the fight, and maybe even Howard, a 3-car fight for 3rd place. Yeah. This will be fun.
Yeah, William Kirk got really loose right there.
So he's going to ease off of it, and he's going to let this calm down a little bit, I'm sure, because this is a long race. We've still got a lot of good laps of racing to do here. We're only on lap 21 of 160, so caution's out. What we got going on here?
Looks like Cody Griffin and Rush get into it. Cody Griffin might have just slid up in front of Rush. Well, let's go back and take a look at that. I don't think they actually got together. Looks like Cody might have washed up the hill.
Yeah, they got into each other going down to 3 and 4 there, and that loosened Cody up, and he spun, and Rush wasn't even able to miss him. That's pretty unfortunate for both those guys. Not a lot of damage, though, so they should be able to get in, get some tires, get that damage fixed.
Yeah, Cody did. Yeah, he just barely tapped Rush and then cut right across the nose of Rush. So both of them they're going to have just a little bit of damage. Not anything. I think it's more cosmetic than anything.
Yeah, and this track doesn't really require a whole lot of aerodynamics. So
Right.
Now the question is, are the leaders going to pit now? It looks like we got some of them coming down, but is that just mind games, or are they really going to pit, do you think?
Yeah,
They're coming in.
Yes,
Here we
they
go.
are. They are.
Leaders are on pit road. Looks like everybody's coming in. I'm going to see, I'll be interested to see if we have any two-tire stops on this first stop.
I don't think we will. This isn't the time of the race here to think about the two-tire changes. But you know, you never know. I could see this if there was like 15 or something to go. But right now, oh, somebody really overshooting their pits. Scott Brinson totally missed his pit.
I think the 3-car went with 2 tires.
Yes, you are correct. Oh, looks like we got a couple stayed out. Rush stayed out. Kevin Bonner and Brian Wortman.
I gotta question that call on the 3-car, man. I mean, he's already spun twice tonight, so we know he's really used those tires with the spin. And I mean, we already know he's got a pretty unstable car for 2 spins. You know, I don't know, man. I don't think I would have gone with that call. I think I'd have gone on and got 4 tires.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one. Well, Kevin Bonner does stay out, though. Rush pitted. And Brian Wortman pitted, so those guys in getting fresh tires on their cars. Kevin Bonner staying out. Now, he's going to be on old tires. Cody Griffin on new tires on this restart. Unless Kevin takes that late pit penalty to start at the rear of the field, he may pit here on this next lap, but I don't know. I don't think I'd take that late race penalty.
No, especially when you've only got 1 car between you and everybody with 4 fresh tires, and that 1 car is the 88. So I don't know, man. He's probably gonna feel like a sitting duck if he doesn't go in there and get some tires. And there he goes.
Yeah, he's coming in.
He was probably just trying to get himself a point.
Yep, that's what he did.
Now that leaves the 3-car with 2 right side tires, a little bit of damage there. Now, this should make for an interesting start, I think.
Well, he will lead this lap, so he will get a bonus point for leading the lap.
Doggone it, Rudy, I'm out of coffee again, man.
We'll go get you another cup.
I want to see the start. I might go, if it looks like we're going to go green for a little while, I might go then, but I want to see this restart between the 3 and the 88 and the 8 back there.
Okay.
Hey, hey, Smallwood's mom and dad there, if you guys are listening, you might want to give Daniel a heads up to just be careful on this restart and let these 2 duke it out before he gets involved with it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's what I would do. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Restarting, 2nd place, Sean Butler. 3rd place, Daniel Smallwood. David Howard Jr., 4th. William Kirk, 5th. Lee Bedsall, 6th. Robert O'Neill, 7th. Oh, I'm sorry, James Blankenship. Robert O'Neill went in the pit. James Blankenship, 7th. Timothy Lewis, 8th. Brian Phillips in 9th. And Scott Brinson, 10th now. Robert O'Neill entered the pit really late. What the heck's up with that? I guess he just did a drive-through. That's all he did was a drive-through. He wanted to start in the back of the field. Probably not a bad call.
Nah, not really. Got those 2 Cancer Sucks cars right there in the 3rd row.
Yes, sir.
Some good looking paint schemes. I like that.
Yeah, I think Lee did them himself. So that's pretty cool. I was really hoping there'd be more guys out there with that paint scheme on tonight, but I think it was kind of a late notice for everybody to try to get. Now we do have 1 more. There's 3 of them out there. The 33 of Robert Riley. Pace car's in. Green, green, green. All right, good start by the front row. Sean Butler up on that high side. Looks like he's going to get a pretty good run, and him and Cody Griffin get pretty close. And Cody Griffin driving it in there hard.
And Daniel's going to go for that lead.
He wants to lead this lap to get that point.
Man, that shuffled our leader, or our Butler, excuse me, all the way back to, it looks like, 7th or 8th.
Cody Griffin still leads that lap, though.
Wow, that's, oh, Butler's in the wall. Butler's in the wall.
What? What happened?
And we got a car spinning. Caution's out.
Uh-oh. Let's go find out what happened here. Rush. Oh, boy. Let's go see what happened to Rush. Oops. This was right on that restart.
Yeah, it looked like Sean Butler came down into the 4 car, I think it was there, and that shot him straight up in the outside wall. He's got damage on the left side and the right side. And I think Rush was trying to avoid Butler, and he just lost it, looks like.
Well, I went back just a little too far on that replay, but... Oh, yeah, Butler up into the wall right there. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Boy, that was weird. All of a sudden, Rush's car he just snapped around on him. That was weird. He's just going along, and all of a sudden, it just snapped on him. And I think you're right, though. He's seen what was going on up ahead of him. But that happened right in front of a bunch of traffic, but he didn't get into anything. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's tricky, especially in turn 1 and 2. If you get off the gas in the wrong spot right there, that really loosens the car up bad. And I'm pretty sure that's what happened. He saw the 88 up there in the wall. He got off the gas and just looped it, and it's not that hard to do.
Well, Waterbug saying that was kind of questionable on the number 3 there. Yeah, he was driving just a little bit over aggressive there on that move, but
that's Cody for you. I mean, he's an aggressive kid, and you know, I don't view it as he did anything wrong. Waterbug, no. You're right. It was a questionable move. I mean, not a lot of people would have done that, especially on 2 tires when you know your left side's worn down. You know, unfortunately for Butler, it's shuffling from basically running in the top 2 to I don't even know where he's going to restart. He's got to go in and get some damage fixed and some tires, I'm sure.
He's back in 16.
Yeah, that's too bad. Now, I'm not going to count Butler out because this is still a long race. We're only on lap 30, and we still have 130 laps to go. Anything can happen. But I can tell you this. Knowing Sean Butler, the kind of driver he is, he's going to calm down on the pit stop, get his car fixed, and he's going to methodically work his way back up to the front. I can promise you that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He'll be there when it comes down to the end of the race. Sean Butler will be there. And who knows where Cody Griffin will be by then.
Yeah. No comment?
No comment.
I think you and I have watched Mr. Griffin quite a bit in the last several races to know that this could get very interesting later on in the race. But, you know, I'm looking at Smallwood and Howard, and these 2 guys, through all the excitement of especially that restart there, they kept a really calm head on them and were able to stay out of trouble. And I'm telling you, until Sean Butler, when and if Sean Butler gets back up into this fight for the lead, those 2 are my bets for getting past Griffin and taking the lead.
Yeah, with the newer, fresher tires, yeah, definitely. Well, they're saying that, you know, he's saying that it could be saying that it wasn't dirty, it was just kind of questionable. Well, yeah, but we do have 2 admins on duty in there watching, Ed and Tommy Lee. So if there's anything that they deemed, you know, it was kind of unnecessarily done or you know, bad judgment on anybody's part, they'll take care of it. So we let the
they're good at what they do.
Yep.
They're very good at what they do. They've, I mean, there has been some controversial calls a few times in the last races, but when you're adminning a league with more than 5 guys in it, you're going to have those kind of calls once in a while. But they do overall a fantastic job of running this league, I think.
Well, John, here's the way I put it, and I said this just last week, I think, or 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I forget, that if somebody has a problem with the way the admins are doing it, we'll step up to the table and you be an admin for a couple of races and let everybody come griping to you about the calls that are made, you know. And,
exactly.
We don't get people stepping up and wanting to do this, so, you know, I mean, you know, it's a thankless job, and, you know, we got people that want to do it. Tommy Lee has has offered to do it, and we thank him for doing it, and he's doing a heck of a job, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. On this restart, Rudy, we got the 8 car outside of the 3, and this is just my opinion. Again, I'm not one of the greatest drivers of this track, but I think the outside line's really preferred. Yes, Cody made it work last restart, but he drove it in so doggone hard that he had to use that old adage of 8 tires was better than 4 and get to that turn. I think if Smallwood can get a good enough restart here, he'll be able to get by the 3, I think. That's just me.
Eye on the outside. As long as Cody doesn't wash up now, like he did with Butler, you know, wash up into Smallwood. So pace car's in. We're going to find out here in just a minute. Green is out.
Griffin was sleeping on that start. Yes, he was.
Now, looks like Smallwood did get credit for leading that lap.
Oh, he got loose there. He hit those bumps and.
He gets loose right in front of everybody. Gets it
that
going.
caused a big pileup. We got one in the wall down there in the backstretch.
No caution. We're going to go back and look at that though, because boy.
And that gives Griffin a humongous lead.
Looks like Smallwood just got loose right in front of William Kirk, and oh man, I cannot
we got
believe.
a big wreck in 2 coming out of 3. Sorry, coming out of turn 2.
Let's see. Oh man, Lee Bedsall and David Howard Jr. into it. Doggone. Well, you know, I kind of dread saying this, but I kind of figured this race was going to be a lot of cautions here tonight.
Yeah, and that really started with that whole pileup between the 8 and the 3. Like I said, it looked like Smallwood hit those bumps that I was telling you about in 1 and 2 there, and that'll get you loose, and that's what happened right in front of the field. Got into the 9 car, the 9 spun down into the thing that bottled everybody up, and it just kind of went from there.
Well, right there, I'm looking at, I'm trying to find who that, Kevin Bonner, looked like he drove that in there really hard on the inside of Lee Bedsall. I'm not saying either of them did anything wrong. Kevin did okay. It looked like Lee may have come down the hill into the side of Kevin, but he might not have known he was there. You know, Lee's an experienced driver, so I hardly feel that was the case. But them bumps right there that Kevin Bonner was hitting could have upset his car. Lee's car could have got upset by the bumps, and that collected into a few of them. So, dang. All right. Cody Griffin's still in the lead.
Heck, Butler even got a little bit of action on that one too. He didn't crash, but he got spun a little bit there.
Jared Akey got to park. Why would you have to park? You didn't cause 2 cautions.
Oh, wow. Howard took a heck of a lick on that outside wall.
Okay. Admin's call. I didn't see where Rush brought out 2 cautions. Did you?
No.
Well, he said he got parked.
Might have been for incident points?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my goodness, Rudy.
What?
In all this time, I never realized that Rush drove a Farmville sponsored vehicle.
Yeah, Farmville too.
I didn't realize that's what that was. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at Rush. I'm really not. I just that game. Oh man, my daughter. I love her to death. She's 8 years old, but she loves that doggone game.
Mm-hmm. Well, Rush, he goes to them meetings where they, he goes in there. Hello, my name is Rush, and I'm addicted to Farmville 2.
Oh, my goodness. On a serious note, I did go back and look, and I'm guessing Rush is a victim of the 2 self-spin rule. He did cause 2 self-spins. I mean, he didn't cause 2 cautions, but he did self-spin himself twice, it looks like, and I'm guessing that's probably why they parked him.
Okay. All right.
I mean, that sucks. It really does. Rush was having a pretty decent run tonight when he was getting some laps in there. But I believe we do have a self spin rule here at Max Speed.
Right.
Well, on that note, while we're under caution, Rudy, I'm gonna step out and grab me some more Java.
All right, sounds good.
And I don't mean the firmware. So I'll be right back. Well, Jared, man, I'm sorry you got parked, brother. I really am.
Yeah.
He's gonna go farm bill too.
Yeah, there you go.
Hopefully, that'll soothe his nerves a little bit. I'll be right back, Rudy.
Okay. All right, getting ready to restart here. James Blankenship going to be starting on the outside of Cody Griffin.
What a start.
Yeah.
That Captain America car looks good, don't it?
Yep.
Blankenship's not. Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness. Bonner just looped it. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, another big pile up. Let's go back and see what happened here.
I tell you, man, these guys
Moyer.
spit out in front of the field. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's him. Bonner. I meant Moyer.
Robert Moyer getting hooked on that one. Let's see what happened here. Man, I gotta remember where that camera is. Okay, we're on Robert Moyer here right now. Was restarting fourth. And yep, self-spin right in front of James Lehman. James Lehman helped him on the rest of the way around. And it looks like everybody pretty much parted the seas around him. But just a little rear damage on it. So, all right.
See, I think that's a direct result of having a green race car. I'm superstitious.
Yep.
And I think green race cars are bad luck.
Could be.
Just saying.
You could be right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not superstitious either, but that's why I don't like to talk to drivers because I jinx them. And not that I'm superstitious, but it always seems to ring true, so I always knock on wood after I interview them.
Yeah, 10-4. So I'm thinking to myself while you're saying this, I said, maybe I should stop doing these in-car interviews when I am racing. Don't end up with the crappy luck I've had. Uh-oh, what happened to Tommy? He quit?
Tommy? No.
Yeah, he just exited the server. I'm looking at it. That's one of our admins.
Okay. Okay. Well, maybe something happened or something. I don't know. I don't know, unless he had something happen at home or something he had to leave. I don't know. Ed's in there, though. All right, so James Blankenship starting second, Brian Phillips third, James Lehman fourth, Brian Wortman up to fifth, Scott Brinson sixth, Timothy Lewis seventh, Sean Butler eighth, Kevin Bonner ninth, and Daniel Smallwood 10th. Hopefully we'll get some green flags laps in here.
Yeah, knock on some wood there. How you doing there, NBA 3199?
Oh, he said something about something's messed up. Something messed up on Tommy Lee. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, he's back in. I just know that he reconnected to the server.
Yep. Yeah,
Well, Rudy, this is a shame, but it looks like our pace car is going to get most laps led again tonight.
I know it.
I hate when you're right.
Now, Rush said in chat there, he said his crap was messed up. So something must have been messed up, so he had to leave and come back.
Rush, are you still in the server, or are you just
He's
watching
sitting
the
on
broadcast?
pit road.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, because he knows if you leave the server, then you're not eligible for the money.
Yeah, it's in 4. My name is John there. I am helping Mr. Rudy out tonight on the broadcast. Nice to meet you.
John Mushton Jr. Well, I know you've dealt with some family issues of your own, John. And, you know, our blessings were with you. And, you know, people can say what they want, and I'm not a Bible thumper by any means, but I'll tell you what, prayers mean a lot.
Absolutely. I don't care if you're religious or not. Just to know that people are thinking of you and offering up their prayers like that mean a lot to this family. My daughter, for those of you that don't know, has cystic fibrosis. It's a terminal disease. I won't go into the details of it. It's a pretty nasty little thing. There's no cure for it. It basically will take a child and limit their lifespan down to about 20 to 25 years. Now, thankfully, through some research and stuff, that lifespan has been extended. Some of these kids are living into their 40s and 50s. It's not often, but it happens. So she's been up in Shreveport for the last 2 weeks getting what they call a tune-up. Her lung functions get to a point where she can hardly breathe. She has to go in for a couple of weeks. They fill her full of antibiotics and stuff like that. But she's on her way home tonight. And my granddaughter, who everybody knows was in a car accident a month ago, broke her back. She's back home again, and I tell you what, Rudy, she's, with the exception of having that brace on her back, you wouldn't know. She's back to herself. Oh, we're back to the green flag. Sorry.
Yes, sir. Green, green, green.
It threw me off because they were still single file. That's one of the rules we have here is if they can't go more than 10 laps green, they do a single file restart.
There you go.
And Cody is not wasting any time to step out into that lead and put some space between himself and the Captain America car there. But boy, they're fighting hard for second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth back there.
Yeah, Brian Phillips with a great run here. Looks like he got by James Blankenship, and boy, James Lehman drives right up the middle and goes right past both of them. Wow.
Lehman said, "Excuse me, boys, I gotta go." And don't look now, but look who's in 7th place working his way back up to the front.
Oh, yeah, I know.
He is all over Brinson.
I didn't figure it would take too awful long. He's still got a little bit of damage on that right front corner, but I don't think that's going to affect his speed at all because it may on a super speedway, but not here.
But not here. No, sir. You're right. Absolutely right. I have seen guys, Rudy, I kid you not, finish this race missing the entire front half of their body. Mm-hmm. Looked like they were driving a modified coming across the line.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, I've had it, and I'm sure you probably have too, John, where actually the car drove better.
Yeah, believe it or not, it's amazing what this sim can do as far as realism goes. When you lose that much body weight, it's especially on a short track, it's going to improve your car's handling for the simple fact that you're lighter and faster now. And it's amazing, it really is. Boy, they are mixing it up hard back there for 4th through 6th and 7th there, man.
Kevin O'Brien into 9th now. He's got a little bit of damage on his car too, but man, see Kevin up there in 9th this early, that says a lot about him because usually he's kind of one of the guys that likes to ride in the back, you know. So. And
remember how I told you it was a mistake to take 2 tires? Look at Lehman catching the 3 car now.
Oh yeah.
We're going to have a fight for the lead here in about a half a lap. I think Lehman's going to take it though.
Well, he wants to get up there. I'm sure he probably just wants to lead one lap.
Oh, the 4 car is off the track and hard into the inside wall. Stays green so far.
Yes, sir. And he gets it. Looks like he's going to get it back going, but he's going to be way back in the field.
And Lehman's got the lead going down the front stretch into 1. New leader, the 15 car of Lehman.
Yes, sir. Washes up the hill in front of Cody Griffin. So there's 4 tires compared to 2.
And I mean, I hate to say this, but if we continue to go green, Cody's just going to continue slipping back through the field because those 2 tires, those 2 left side tires are important as far as grip going down in the turns. And if you don't have that grip, you just can't get the car to turn. You really got to start backing your corners way up.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep. And he's continuously going backward. Ain't going to be long here, and Blankenship's going to reel him in. Good to see James back out there with these guys, man. We've missed him in here. I know he's been kind of on a hiatus and been racing somewhere else lately, but back out here with us now, and then, boy, he has caught up to these guys in the front quite a bit.
Yes, sir. And I tell you what, I'm in love with that paint car already. You know me, I'm a big paint scheme kind of guy, and I am just totally digging that paint scheme.
Of James Blankenship?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is a cool-looking paint job. Let's get down there a little closer where we can see it. Oh, yeah. Yep, I like it.
You know, I'm watching the 15 car, Rudy, and he's taking a really interesting line through 1 and 2. He's making that inside line down on the yellow line work really good. I mean, he's real fast in the corners. That's pretty impressive. And we have a caution.
Oh, let's go see where it's at. Oh, the 17 and the 33. Robert Riley and the 17 of Matthew Breckel get together, but it looked like Robert Riley got the worst end of that deal.
Yeah, I'm watching it. It looks like the 33 was just really loose, and the 17 just rolled right over him. I mean, I'm not saying the 17's wrong there, don't get me wrong, but that looked like a case of the 33 got loose and was trying to catch it, and the 17 just drove through him.
Boy, he sure did. Man, he drove right into him hard. Just got back on the throttle.
Oh, hey, if you'll excuse me, my family's home. I'll be right back.
All right. Got into that really hard right there. It looks like Lehman going to bring them all down pit road. And it looks like Kevin O'Brien's going to stay out to collect 1 lap. He'll get the point for leading 1 lap. As all the leaders are on pit road now. That'll give Butler a little more time to maybe work on that car, try to get a little more damage fixed up on it. Looks like Lehman out first, Cody Griffin second, and Butler may have got out third on that pit stop. Lehman out first, Cody Griffin second, Butler third, and they all did 4 tires. So this could be a whole different ball game now, folks. Kevin O'Brien looks like he is giving that lead up and coming down pit road. And Kevin Bonner staying out yet again. Not wanting to come down pit road just yet. Brian Wortman staying out. Brian would like to collect that bonus point. So he'll be starting second. James Lehman will be third. Cody Griffin fourth, Sean Butler in fifth. Wim Kirk sixth, James Blankenship back to seventh with a pretty slow pit time, 15.2 seconds. Daniel Smallwood in eighth, Robert O'Neill, new to the league just tonight, be starting ninth, and Brian Phillips 10th. Is that what that is? Blankenship, Scott? DC Comics? Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. We'll get down here. Let's get down here really close if I can find it. Yep. Marvel DC Comics. Pretty cool. Nice looking paint job. Well, if I know James, he did that himself. Probably painted that himself, and he did a pretty fantastic job of that. Good job. Well, Daniel's back in seventh. He should be all right. He's getting there, working himself back up there. He just got really loose earlier there and really hard racing. But the good news is he did lead a lap, so he does get the bonus point for leading a lap. Well, we're just under 100 to go here, folks. Lots of green flag racing hopefully here to go. Let's take a look at the cautions we've had tonight. This is caution number 6, so not a good average. That's 1 every 10 laps. But we've had 12 lead changes up front, and we got 99 laps to go. All right, pace car's in. Kevin Bonner brings him to the line, and green flag is out. Now they technically cannot pass till they come out of turn 2, and Lehman gets a good run out of turn 2. Cody Griffin looser and all get out right there, and he's going to get passed up by Sean Butler on the inside. But it looks like James Lehman going to take over the lead again. Now Kevin Bonner drives it down hard into the inside, trying to get a run and can't quite make it stick. Cody Griffin drives back by Sean Butler on the high side. William Kirk into 5th, Daniel Smallwood 6th. Griffin trying to drive it up here to get by. Looks like he is trying to get by Kevin Bonner now on the backstretch. Bonner trying to put the old blocks to him a little bit there. Not saying that he is blocking, but trying to hold his line. And Griffin to the inside of Kevin Bonner now. Washes up the hill and taps Bonner and slides up in front of him. Butler on the inside of Bonner takes over 3rd. Bonner goes back to 5th as William Kirk gets by him. And now it looks like Daniel Smallwood's going to get by him too. So Bonner going backwards quite a bit. Not feeling the setup or something right now, but he was a little bit loose. Now he tries to come back fighting on the inside of Daniel Smallwood. Blankenship in 7th. Robert Moyer back into 8th place after an earlier spin, just a self-spin. Robert O'Neill, 9th place. Lee Bedsall in the Cancer Sucks machine, driving in the top 10. Brian Wortman in 11th.
How about you, Rudy? I'm back, buddy.
Okay.
I was doing a little research, listening to you. I think the problem with Bonner, Kevin up there, in that Zaxby's car, he didn't pit that last time. Everybody else did, so he's got some pretty old tires. Griffin took 4 tires this time, so I think he learned his lesson about 2. So he's pretty strong. But I think that's what happened with Bonner there, was he just he stayed out when everybody else went in, and he's paying for it.
Right. Absolutely. Well, that'll do it. As we noticed that it just seemed like 2 tires. You can see Cody Griffin stayed out there for the longest time with 2 tires, but you could tell he just wasn't up to the full speed.
Not at all. And right now he's got his hands full with Butler while Smallwood goes down and takes 4th place. I think Butler and Griffin, into the wall. That was a pretty good lick that Smallwood had there. He washed up coming out of 2. Butler's going to take 2nd. If he can get up in front of the 3 car, I don't know.
Coming to the line, Cody Griffin's going to beat him.
These guys are just banging off each other, and they're really not giving each other a whole lot of room.
Nope. Well, I'm sure Butler probably wasn't too awful happy about that earlier when Cody kind of door slammed him to take the lead. So Butler,
true, very true.
You said earlier, you race me like I race you, and if that's the case, and I don't want to condone that. I don't want these guys going out there and beating and banging on each other, but you know, racing is racing, and rubbing is racing, as we've been, you know.
Yeah, and you give what you get, right?
There you go. So, you know, and I'm not sticking up for either driver. Hey, Cody's an aggressive driver. You know, Sean's kind of he's a conservative driver, but if you start beating up and hanging on him, he's going to come back with it. So
exactly. And then you got Smallwood back there in the 8, who's one of the I don't want to say a smarter driver, like he's smarter than everybody, but he's a very conservative, smart driver. He'll sit back there and watch these two battle each other, using their cars up, saving his stuff, and when the time is right, he'll check out and see you later.
Yeah, they're going to beat and bang on each other long enough up here until they wind up taking each other out or something. I don't know.
This right here.
Just like right there.
Bam.
Cody
Griffin.
He
is up in the fence, man. Wow.
I'm sure there probably wasn't too awful much nice words said about that. But let's go back.
There weren't.
Let's go back and take a look at this. Watch it from the roof cam here, if I can find it. Oh, I got it. No. Okay, let's watch this from the roof cam here as them two get together. Looks like Cody kind of let off the gas a little bit earlier than what Sean expected, I think.
That, and he got loose going down into 1. I was watching it from the front, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
he got a little loose, and you know, Butler was right there. I wouldn't say Butler did anything wrong there. I really wouldn't. You know, it's unfortunate for Griffin. Boy, he really banged his car up pretty good there.
Let's watch this in real time. I think Sean did get into the back of him and upset that car. He did.
Going down in the turn?
Yeah, he barely tapped him, but just enough to upset his car a little. So, well, I'm sure Sean didn't mean to do that, but it happens, you know. Well, Lehman with about almost a second lead over Sean Butler now.
Wow, yeah, you're right, Rudy. Going back and looking at that replay, that was what we call the chrome horn, folks. That's a good use of the chrome horn right there. Not a good use, but a perfect example of how it's done with the chrome horn. Wow. I'm sure that our admins are probably reviewing that, and I guess we just stand by, right?
Well, he just kind of moved him out of the way, I guess. I don't know. Cody goes way back to the 14th place, though. Man, that's really tough news for him. Kerry Cleaver in 15th, Robert Riley 16th, Matthew Breckel 17th, and the last one on the lead lap, Timothy Lewis. And Timothy had a little bit of damage on that car from an earlier altercation. David Howard Jr. back out on the track, but I'm showing him about 25 laps down.
Yeah, David pulled it off earlier. Extensive damage on that car. I'm guessing they had to replace some front end parts, it looked like. Back to the Smallwood, the Cody Griffin and Sean Butler thing. You know, another thing to keep in mind is, like you said, they had that earlier altercation, so I'm sure the admins were looking at that as well. Maybe not as like a payback issue, but kind of like they're even now, so let's let them drive.
Yep. There you go. That's a good way to put it, John. I like that.
Well, you know, you've been doing this a while. Yeah, exactly. And you've been doing this long enough to know that, I mean, barring the unfortunate circumstance where something like that would have caused 8 or 9 other cars to get involved, that's how most admins are going to run their league. They're going to look at a situation, look at the history between these drivers, and, you know, if it's all good, nobody's, you know, hurt or whatever, it's just a couple of hard feelings, and they're going to let it go.
Yeah. Well, Sean Butler takes over the lead from James Lehman now. James led 25 laps, so pretty awesome.
Yeah, about, I think 3 or 4 laps ago, Lehman got up on the wall, not real hard, but enough to slow him down, which let Butler get back up to him. But I don't think Lehman's going to give that lead up so easily. I mean, he's fighting back down there, and it should be interesting because Butler's got a lot of damage, and Lehman doesn't, you know. And we got a slower car up high there, the 4 car.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, though, that it just seems like that low line that James has taken here, that's got to really be wearing a lot on that right front.
Absolutely. You can make it work for maybe 3 laps. If you're good, maybe 4 laps. But you don't want to do that low line like that, pushing that car that hard for very long, because you'll just tear that right front up, man. It'll go way fast on you. And this track's already tight. I mean, this setup that iRacing put out for this track, it's a really good setup. It starts off fairly loose on the first 3 or 4 laps, 5 laps, but it tightens up very fast and very consistently over time. And looks like Lehman's got his hands full now for second. Goes back to what you're saying, Rudy. He burned up that right front, and Smallwood was just waiting for that opportunity.
Yeah. Well, now as that tire has burned up, wouldn't it be smart to move up the hill just a little bit to kind of, I don't know, I guess, so to speak, let the car start coming back in? But he doesn't. He's not doing that.
Well, I mean, I think that goes back to individual drivers. Some of them aren't comfortable, especially at Iowa, running middle to high because of those bumps in 1 and 2. They really do upset the car a lot. And maybe James is one of those guys who just doesn't trust those bumps and doesn't want to play around with them. You never know. But Smallwood, like I said, he's one of those guys that will sit there and wait for the guy in front of him to use up his vehicle, use up his tires, and he'll just, once that's done, he'll just go on by and have a good day. And as you see, Lehman's falling back now. He's falling back into the clutches of the fourth place driver there.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, William Kirk's reeling him in pretty quick. Back about another second and a half, back to James Blankenship.
He's having a good solid run tonight.
And
our leaders are getting into lap traffic now, Rudy. That's something we haven't said all night.
Robert Moyer 6th, Scott Brinson 7th. Scott way back 9 seconds behind the leader. And Brian Wortman 8th, 10 seconds back. Robert O'Neill 9th, and rounding up the top 10 in the Cancer Sucks machine, Lee Bedsel.
Oh, that's how it'll be interesting. Butler's bouncing up Griffin, putting him a lap down now. Oh, the 17 car is just... I've been watching him while he was driving around these leaders. He's just been bouncing off that wall. It looks like he's trying to just, leave a mark on every wall out there. I'm amazed at how fast Butler has stepped out in front of Smallwood. I mean, granted, Daniel, he had some time. He had to get around fourth and then third into second. But, Butler's car with the damage he's got, it just goes to show you that how good of a driver that Sean is, that he can take a fixed set-up vehicle with that much damage and still run some pretty fast laps up there in the front.
Definitely.
But I'm telling you, I don't think Smallwood's out of this, boss. I really don't, especially if we get into the caution. They're able to get in and get some tires. That's going to put Daniel starting up there on the front row with Butler. And, he's just, like I said, I know I keep saying this, but I've raced against Daniel in open server races also and here at the league, and he's a very patient, very disciplined driver. And that can really do you some great good in a race like this.
Well, Daniel's got a little bit of damage on his car too, so and I don't think it's affecting the speed any whatsoever. I just think that little bit of damage, it could be affecting maybe the steering a little tiny bit. It could be affecting the wear on the tires a little bit too. But yeah, he is falling behind now. He's back 2.4 seconds behind Sean.
I think that's a lot to do. I don't know if you were watching, but they were dealing with two lap cars, and I believe it was the 17 slowed Daniel down because he got up in the wall, and Daniel had to check up missing.
Well, James Lehman did get, I guess he's still up here in third. Yeah, and he's got company with William Kirk coming right up on him.
Yeah, that's going to be a good fight, too.
Yep. Yeah, Lehman's been pretty fast, and him and William Kirk are running almost identical lines. Well, they're close. They're running a lot lower line than anybody else out there tonight.
Oh, that 33 car, that's a shame. He's beat up pretty bad. He just went another lap down to Butler. How long has it been since we went back to green there, Rudy? I wasn't even paying attention.
Probably, about 20 laps? Something like that. 20 to 25, right along in there.
Well, this will be the time that you start seeing guys tightening up. The tires are really starting to give up the ghost on them. Mm-hmm. So that should make for some interesting driving also. See these guys trying to adjust their lines through the corners for these old tires.
James Blankenship back here under fire by Robert Moyer. Them two battling it up. So the ones that we're seeing out here battling each other are the ones that are they're back in the field a little bit. But we've got third and fourth battling, fifth and sixth battling. Seventh is Scott Brinson. Brian Wertman, 8th. Robert O'Neill, 9th. Lee Bedsall, 10th. And he's got Kevin O'Brien battling with him. So it looks like 10th and 11th are battling. And it looks like Kevin O'Brien got a pretty good run that time. But I don't know if it's enough to beat Lee to the line. Nope, and he's got to back down a little bit. Brian Phillips into the 12th place now, 1 lap down. First one a lap down. Robert Riley, 13th. Kerry Cleaver, 14th. You know, and again, like I said, you know, earlier, well, maybe not even earlier tonight, might have been in the previous race or something, I said, it doesn't matter how many laps you're down, it's the position that you win, you know, the position that you take to get that position's points. So,
yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, I've seen where the leader was the only one on the lead lap, you know, but it didn't matter. The guy in second was 1 lap down. It didn't matter. He still took second place. You know?
Right, the points don't change. But you can be 20 laps down, you're still going to get the same amount of points for that spot. It just,
right.
And in a championship, that's what matters. Like you said, it's the points that matter, not where you finish at.
And
or how many laps down you finish, you know.
Being consistent, I'd seen there was a league that I broadcasted for just recently here. The guy actually won the championship, and you know he only won 1 race the whole season.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, Rudy, I'm thinking these guys. This is a stretch by far, of course, but
yeah,
they may be able to finish this without pitting again if they don't, you know, have any cautions. You know, and you know, you don't give up a whole lot of time in the pits. I'm sorry, that's all I'm trying to say. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if this continues to go green, I don't think we'll see another pit stop.
No, that's highly possible. I think it's going to be kind of close. I don't remember exactly what lap they pitted on, but yeah, I think it's going to be really close.
Well, you know, like I said earlier, the fuel window is between 85 and 90 laps, and
yep.
You know, they'll be really close. You're right, but I just tell you, that's the only way I see them, especially guys like Sean and Smallwood. The only way I see them pitting again is if they go to caution, because I don't think they want to give up the track position on the green flag stop and then risk having a caution come out. You know what I mean?
Lehman and William Kirk still battling back here for third and fourth. Lehman had a pretty good run that time on Kirk, but just wasn't able to complete the pass. Now he kind of falls back a little ways and says, you know, I'll just stay here and ride it out for a while. And I think that's probably a good idea. Let the car come to him. Let Kirk wear out his tires. Oh,
as you say that, he's in the wall. Yeah,
yep.
I saw that. His tires are giving up on him, man. He drove that thing down low too long,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, he's drove the wheels off of it, completely off of it. Smallwood now 3.3 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say Butler's just checking out, man. This is typical Sean Butler.
Yep. Well, he's a consistent driver. He gets in that zone. He hits his marks perfectly every time, you know. And he's probably driving with just a little bit of a mad streak in him right now because of, you know, him and Cody getting together. And he had to come back he was way back in 17th place, and here he had back up leading again. So, you know, and I know that does kind of a little bit of frustration involved in that, and it kind of makes you drive a whole lot different. It makes you stay more focused on what you're doing. Oh, we got a spinner right in front of the leader.
Right in front of the leaders, yep. Oh, my goodness, that was crazy.
A couple of them get together, and that's going to bring the caution out. Well, let's go back and take a look at that. And I think that was... I'm thinking that was Lee Bedsall. Yeah, Lee Bedsall spinning there. We'll go back and take a look at it. And I think it was a self-spin right in front of somebody there. It might have been right in front of Kevin O'Brien. Oh no, Kevin got into the back of him. Oh, Kevin just... Oh, and then Matthew Breckel gets into him too. Doggone. So Kevin O'Brien just pile-drived Lee Bedsall in the rear. Well, this is going to put all the leaders coming down pit road now. Not a whole lot of cars left on the lead lap. Actually, I think we got 11. About half the field on the lead lap.
And I'm absolutely certain we're going to definitely see all 4 tires getting changed on these guys out here. They can't afford to just do a 2-tire stop right now.
No, because if a guy behind you takes 4, guess what? You're going to go backwards.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's still too much time left in this race. We got 50 laps left, and that's plenty of time for those 2 tires to wear completely out on you.
Yep, that's for sure. I wouldn't do a 4 or a 2. I mean,
yeah, we got 4 on the 8. He's out. Butler's out.
there we go.
This is going to be fun to watch right here. To be honest with you, I'm glad. I mean, I hate to see a wreck, Rudy, I do, but I wanted to see a really good race between Daniel and Butler, and I think now that we've got them bunched back up and fresh tires on the vehicles, this ought to be a really interesting race.
Yes, sir. Well, Brian Wertman staying out yet again, he is really trying to get that. And it looks like he's going to get it this time. He's going to stay out this time and get that bonus point. All right, good deal, Brian. He finally gets to score a lead lap.
He's been trying to get that point all night.
Yep. He'll probably pit this time, next time by. So I don't look for him to stay out. He may be able to make it on fuel, but I wouldn't want to be out there on them old tires.
Oh goodness, no, not at all.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be back in last place on the lead lap in no time, so he might as well stop and start at the back of the field,
Yeah.
And at least be.
Well, I was looking at right before we went to caution. I was checking. The last time most of these guys pitted was on lap 63. No, sorry, lap 60. So that's a long way to go on tires. He's definitely going to want to stop and get some tires.
Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of staying low here, so yeah, he's coming down.
Yeah, there he goes. Which will hand the lead right back to Sean Butler, but there's that 8 car sitting right back there, and behind him you got the 9. So,
well, let's see. We got a couple of lap cars staying out. Robert Riley and Kerry Cleaver wanting to get their lap back, and let's see. First one to lap down is going to be Matthew Breckel, and he'll be in 14th.
I think these guys are trying to get the wave around, and hope for a fast caution. But again, I got to question that kind of a call with these tires that have been out there for 60 laps. That's just that's a tough call to make.
Sure is, yeah. Well,
so,
let's see.
I want to pass a question over to the bedsalls that are watching their son race right now. I know you guys are rooting for him, but let's say Daniel was out of the race. Who do you guys think would be a favorite to win this one?
You asking me?
No, I'm passing that question on to one of our viewers out there, Bedsal's. Smallwood's parent, Daniel Smallwood's parent. I'm sorry, if Daniel wasn't racing, I'm wondering who they would have as a favorite. Just out of curiosity.
Well, if I couldn't choose Sean Butler, I'd have to probably go with William Kirk, because William Kirk, he's a good hard driver, and he's kept that car clean all night long. He's tapped the wall a couple times and got a little bit of damage on the car, but other than that, he's kept it pretty clean. So that's just something for the viewers to think about. Yeah,
and the thing about Kirk is I've been watching him as well. He's not as aggressive going into the turns as some of these other guys are. So he's kind of like I guess a Smallwood, kind of a driver. Daniel, like I said earlier, he's conservative when he attacks these turns. He doesn't press that car in there too hard, which just saves you tires. I mean, granted, you're going to lose a little bit of time to the guys that are more aggressive going through the corners, but in the long run, that'll do you some good because your tires last a lot longer.
Not sure why they did a single file restart. Okay.
Well, the admins will leave that up to the guys. If they feel they get better starts on single file, they'll let them do single file starts.
Okay. Well, looks like Robert Moyer. Robert Moyer and somebody else getting into it right there. I'm not sure. I think it might have been Scott Brinson.
Yeah, it was Brinson. It looked like, Moyer got loose on his own, and Brinson spun trying to miss him. Yeah, nowhere to go. One trying to miss him.
Oh, man. Looked like they both actually, I don't think Scott was, I think Scott was getting loose himself. Looks like they both got
He was. That goes back to what I was saying earlier. When you lift in the corner like that, it's going to throw your car loose. It's just, I guess, a physics thing with this car or something. But and I think that's what happened was, he saw Moyer getting loose, got off the gas to miss him, and lost it himself. It's not hard to do. It's really not.
Yep. Yeah, really nobody's fault. Just that's the kind of things that happen. So.
And Jared said it would be Rush, but he's out too. And that's why we love you, Rush.
Well, there you go.
A fast caution, so I doubt we'll see any of the leaders come back down pit road.
Mr. and Mrs. Smallwood picked the Captain Kirk.
Did they? Yeah, they did. Captain Kirk.
Yes, sir. I think he probably kind of would be the favorite out there because of, if Daniel was out of the race, he'd probably be the next one.
See, that's a tough call for me because I'm partial to that Captain America car because I just love that paint scheme.
I know it.
But I'm also a big Dale Jr. fan, as you probably know.
Mm-hmm.
And there's two cars running Dale Jr. paint schemes.
Yeah.
Butler's running that National Guard Citizen Soldier car, which is an awesome paint job, and Daniel's running the Goodies paint job, which is another outstanding paint scheme. That's one thing, Rudy, that I've always loved about sim racing is the ability to design your own paint schemes and upload them and download them so everybody can see them. That's just something I've really loved about this, and it's something I've been doing for a long time. I've been painting cars since 2001.
Well, I'll tell you what. I not taking anything away from any of these guys because most of them are very good painters. But I'll tell you what, there is some guys out there that really has an art for that, and it's a talent, man. I couldn't paint it if it was all one color.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a learning process. I'm still learning things today because I started off with using a paint program called Paint Shop Pro, whereas most of these guys use Photoshop, and I just never got around to getting Photoshop. Paint Shop was given to me way back when I first started doing this, so that's what I used. But
or GIMP,
or GIMP, yeah, GIMP's a new one too. I've heard of it, but I've never actually seen it, to be honest with you.
Yep, it's the free one that's out there, GIMP, and I actually have learned a little bit about that. I could never get what is it? Paint Shop, or what did you say it was? Paint Shop.
There's Paint Shop Pro and there's Adobe Photoshop.
Yeah, I could never get them things to work right.
It's just a matter of playing with it and figuring things out, Rudy can't stay in the line.
Rush can stay in. He can stay in the lines in Farmville too, though.
I think we're going to be going back to green here shortly. Going to get the one to go the next time by.
Well, Blankenship fourth, James Lehman fifth, Robert O'Neill sixth, Brian Wortman seventh, Brian Phillips up to eighth, Kevin O'Brien ninth, and Kerry Cleaver top 10.
So we're going to go back to green with 40 laps to go. If it goes green all the way, we could see some tire use coming into play. Guys that abuse those tires will start fading back around 25 to 30 laps into the run.
Yep. Hey, Michael Gonzalez. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you in chat.
Hello, Michael. Nice to see you. Looks like we're doing a single file restart again as they come through 3 and 4, getting ready to take the green.
Yeah, I thought that was an admin call because I thought most of the guys didn't like that, but whatever.
We did it at Richmond too, man. It's just easier, to be honest with you.
Pace car's in. Green flag is out. good start.
Good tight restart, yeah.
Captain Kirk right there in third. I'll tell you what, don't count out James Blankenship because this is one of his favorite cars. He loves these B cars.
I'll tell you, I love the B cars, Rudy. It's one of my favorite cars to drive. I really do.
Yep. Lehman on the inside of him if he can make it stick. Down the front stretch and into turn one, and he likes that low line, but
he sure does.
Keeps it off.
Kirkman.
Kirk loose.
He saved it though. That's going to put Blankenship up in third, Lehman in fourth. Looks like Kirkman's going to drop back to about sixth.
Ooh, he's still loose.
Blankenship's up in the wall.
He's got them tires super hot right now, so he's going to have to get them tires cooled off. Because, boy, he's dropped clear back to 8th place now.
Meantime, our two leaders, Smallwood and Butler, they got a pretty good little distance in front of them, behind them, between third and fourth. And the harder those guys in third, fourth, fifth, and sixth fight with each other, the further away the two leaders are going to get.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It looks like they've kind of settled into a pretty good run now where Lehman's ahead of Blankenship. And let's see, we're going to be coming to the line, going to have 37 to go. Is that sound right? 37?
Yes, sir. And I'm watching this race between first and second. I've noticed that Smallwood's changed his lineup. He was running middle to high for the most of it. And as I say that, he goes back to middle to high. But, you know, for the first few laps there, he was trying out that inside. I guess he's looking for some more speed or, you know, see if he can make any kind of an advance on Butler.
And Butler way up high that time. Not sure if he missed his line or if he's doing that by design. Maybe he's up there looking for some new speed. Anything to try to get away from Smallwood. But, boy, he just cannot shake Daniel right now.
No, Daniel is all over him, and I mean, I'm watching this, and he gains about a foot every lap. You know, it's a small gain, but it gets him closer and closer.
They're coming up on Robert Riley. Robert Riley didn't have a good start that time, and boy, he's way back here. He goes a lap down now.
He was fighting a loose race car, it looked like, on that restart. It looks like he's still got some problems.
Yep. Lehman in third, Blankenship fourth, Robert O'Neill in fifth. Robert having a good showing here for his first night with the league. Doing good.
Oh, it looks like Rush was clarifying a point for us. Apparently that Tommy came down, the admin came down, and caution's out.
Uh-oh. And it looks like Kerry Cleaver going around, but not getting into anybody, but he was right in front of traffic.
Yeah, self-spin there.
Yeah. Let's see. Watch Kerry here.
Wow. That's a bad feeling when you spin and you look up and there's like 5 cars coming straight at you.
Oh, yeah. Right out your windshield. It's like,
yeah, exactly. Oh, this is going to sting a little bit.
Man, that was good save by him, though. You let that thing go down off the track and get away from that. So, good deal. All right, yeah. Butler's still in the lead. Now this gives everybody a chance to, I don't know, do you think anybody's going to come down pit road?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It's going to be one of those follow the leader kind of things. Yep. And if he comes in, they will. And as we say that, here they come.
Yep. Butler.
Now we're going to have one car stay out. Somebody stayed out. All right, he's laps down. Never mind. That's my bad. But the 9 car stayed out.
Yep. Butler made the call, and he decided to come down. They're all coming down. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did Kirk stay out?
Yes, he did. Kevin O'Brien and William Kirk both stayed out.
That's an interesting call.
Yeah, Kevin O'Brien, I think Kirk was hoping he'd get the lead a lap, and Kevin O'Brien may come down pit road, and he might leave William Kirk out there to lead one. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, the race off pit road resulted pretty much as they came in. Butler came out first, followed by Smallwood, Lehman. But I agree with you there. That's an interesting call. Maybe he'll come in and get tires. I don't know. They've been out there for 22 laps, I think it is now.
Yep. Yeah, here he comes. Here he comes down pit road. So, yeah, now Kirk staying out. And he'll get scored as leading this lap. So he'll get a bonus point. I'm sport not meant to offend you, but Jay can't make out the voice broadcasting with you, Rudy. Like, I want to say, actually, I don't know. Sorry. What?
I think he's trying to say he can't understand my voice.
Well, I don't know why. I can't turn you up any higher.
I don't know. Maybe I'm too loud, maybe?
I don't know.
Are any of the other viewers having a hard time hearing me?
Disregard sport.
Yeah, he was. I think he just has a. He's probably got some sort of a translator going there. But back to what I was saying before the caution came out. Apparently, during the drivers' meeting, Tommy Lee came down and said that if they have to go to single file restart for any reason tonight, they're going to continue with that through the end of the race.
Ooh,
and just leave it that way.
Okay. Okay, well, a couple cars staying out there. Matthew Breckel, David Howard Jr., they will have to go toward the back of the field now. It's 'cause
yeah, they're falling back.
Yeah, they're lapped down, so.
Oh, okay, Michael. Well, my name's John Muschin Jr. I usually race with these guys, but I'm on a bit of a hiatus right now, so Rudy asked me to step into the booth and do the broadcast with him.
Yep, and it's good to have him in the booth because he's very knowledgeable about this stuff, and I like having somebody in here that really knows their stuff about this. It just kind of makes my job a whole lot easier.
I don't mind doing it, to be honest with you, Rudy. I like it, man. Back to the race. You know what? I'm concerned with the 9 car's decision to stay out.
Yeah.
You know, everybody behind him has 4 fresh tires right now, and we just took the 1 to go coming off this caution, so this start could be really tense, to say the least.
Unless he knows something we don't, that them older tires are better than new ones. I don't know. Well, maybe for the first 3 or 4 laps, like you said, he may be okay, but once them guys behind him get a little heat build up in them tires, they're going to gobble him up pretty quick.
Yeah, and it's going to be really a question of if these guys can be patient enough to let Kirkman's car slow down. You understand what I'm saying?
Where are you getting Kirkman?
I keep saying that. I'm sorry. Captain Kirk.
There you go. Captain Kirk. I'm giving her all she's got, Captain.
She cannot stand the strain, Jim. Waterbug says he likes to move. We'll see. Here we go.
All right. Let's see how it works. Pace car's in. Going to be 28 to go. Green, green, green.
Thank you, Michael. We appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in. And right off the bat, it's a good start from the 9 car. It's impressive.
Yeah. Hey,
he actually pulls out some. Look at that.
Well, like I said, though, that's rightfully so. Sean Butler's got to get a little heat build up in them tires before he can get up there and battle with them. Daniel Smallwood.
Look at that. Yeah, he's pulling him in now. Here we go. Down to the inside goes the 88.
There he goes.
Hard into turn 1. Wow.
And so does Smallwood.
But I don't think Smallwood's going to be able to hang. He drove in a little too hard there.
Yep.
And he's going to push up.
He backed
9
right
car
out of
brushed
that.
the wall. 9 car just brushed the wall, come out of 2. See, now he's going to panic because he feels his car is so tight and doesn't want to turn. He sees these guys coming.
Well, he knew Sean would get by him. That was a given. Oh, caution out. Well, we've seen William Kirk win a race like this because of cautions.
And it was Cleaver again.
Yep. Kerry Cleaver, self-spin. That's probably going to end his day.
That'll be the rule, I believe, right?
Yeah, 2 self-spins and you're parked right. That's what happened to Rush.
Yeah, he just flat out lost it, come out of 4 again. 4's been a tricky spot for a lot of these guys. Some of these guys that aren't used to this track, Rudy, that's what's going to happen to them because your car, it's especially with this fixed setup, it's neutral going into 3. It tightens up really bad in the middle of 3 and 4, which causes it sometimes to want to snap loose depending on how much wheel you're giving it coming out of 4.
Yep. Well, thanks, Michael. Appreciate that. Yeah, I like John in the booth with me. He's good. He's good.
And the way things are going, Michael, this may be my permanent seat here at Max Speed Racing.
Nah.
I'll be honest with you, Rudy. My wife and I have talked about it a lot, and I don't know, man. I may be retiring from league racing. I just there's a lot going on these days, as you know, with me, and I don't have the time to practice like I used to, and get used to certain tracks that I haven't raced on before, stuff like that. So we're thinking about it, but at least I know that I have a home here with you up in the booth if I do.
Well, but it's not that. It's not the practicing that's got you parked.
No, you're right. No, it's definitely not the practicing or lack thereof.
And you know what? I have not heard you drop that F-bomb in this channel one time tonight. So if you can do it in here, how come you can't do it out there on the track? I don't get that.
It's that excitement thing. It's that adrenaline, when you're coming out of the pits at 190 and you go to shift in the fourth and your shifter says goodbye. That's not cool. It's really not.
I know. I understand. And I totally understand the frustrations with all that.
That, and you're putting on a professional show. I've watched your broadcast before I ever came race with you guys. You remember Christopher Hurlow? He gave me a link one time and said, here, check these guys out. And I watched you, and you run a very professional-looking broadcast. So the way I look at this is I should probably try and be as professional as possible when I'm helping you out with this thing. Does that make sense?
Yep. Well, I appreciate that. But, the reason why I don't allow the cussing on my broadcast is, I might slip up once in a while and say damn or something, But other than that, it's not professional, first off. Second off, I have people that their families are watching. Maybe
exactly.
I had a guy in a league one time that I broadcasted a race for them, that his 4-year-old son sat right next to him and watched him race, on the laptop. Now, I'm not going to condone somebody dropping the F-bomb in there or saying other cuss words to a 4-year-old kid sitting there. And the guy appreciated that. He told me, I appreciate that. And when he explained,
that's great.
When he explained that to me, I was like, man, thank you for explaining to me. And that kind of condoned what I was doing, and I was doing it the right way by not letting people cuss on my broadcast.
Yeah, and not to interrupt you, but Rush, quit picking on me, man. I ain't done nothing to you tonight. You see that? He said he heard me. I have not cursed. You know better than that, man.
And waiting to see him win, and I really hope he can get that elusive win soon. I know. Well, maybe if he paid off Sean Butler.
Really? To be honest with you, Michael, a lot of people, Daniel's a fan favorite. I've talked to a bunch of people on Facebook that check us out every once in a while, and Daniel Small was kind of a fan favorite. He's a really nice kid. I say kid because he's definitely a lot younger than I am. He's a good driver, great driver, and he's kind of a fan favorite. So we hear you, man. We hear you out there. Yes,
he is a fan favorite. He's got one heck of a fan base. Everybody likes him because he is likable. He doesn't go out here and cause trouble. He doesn't argue and fight with the drivers. He's just easygoing, but he's a hard racer.
Exactly, very courteous. And lights are off in the pace car, and it looks like they may get a double foul restart this time, boss.
Wow, I wonder why they're doing that.
And Butler has chosen the outside lane.
Mm-hmm. Well, this could be good news for Daniel Smallwood because he does like that low lane.
And William Kirk's going to be down there on the inside also. This is going to be, I think this will be a very interesting restart. Why don't you take it back to green for us there, bud?
And I think with Lehman up on that high side too, I don't know. Smallwood could have a little bit of a problem with Lehman because he's been very fast tonight.
Yeah, but Lehman doesn't like that high line. We've watched him all night long run that low line. Here we go.
Yep. Pace car's in. And there goes the green, hopefully for the last time tonight. We got 20 to go.
William Kirk, I don't know if he was laying back or was asleep on that start, but he did not get a good restart.
Oh, and he hits them dreaded bumps right there.
Yep, he sure did. He got loose and drifted up into the 15, letting Smallwood get underneath him. and the 15 got by him for second, and now Lehman is pressuring Butler pretty hard for the lead there.
Yes, sir, and there he goes. And
oh, Smallwood got into the wall coming out of 4.
Kirk gets back by him, and Lehman. Now, this is where it could get interesting right here, because if Lehman isn't careful here and would happen to drift up the hill and take out our leader, boy,
that would be ugly in front of the rest of the field right now.
Yeah,
and it's like you said, it's turning to go. It's time to go. It's time to make your moves. There's not going to be a whole lot of give, but there's going to be a lot of take.
Yep. Now Blankenship on the inside, taking a peek on the inside of Daniel Smallwood, but don't have quite enough ponies under the hood to do it.
Yeah, Daniel closed that door in a heartbeat.
Yep. Robert O'Neill riding in 6th. And Scott Brinson works his way back into 7th place, so good deal for Scott. After
the 15's working that low line in 3 and 4 really good. He actually makes up ground on Butler. The problem he's having is that low line is not going to work through 1 and 2. And as I say that, look, he's able to close up on Butler again coming out of 2.
Yeah, they pulled away from William Kirk, but boy, William Kirk's got company there.
Yeah, he's got his hands full with Smallwood.
Yep, and Kirk out there in them older tires.
See, this is where Butler is so doggone good, Rudy. It's crazy. He's his lap times are so consistent and so smooth. I mean, even when he's under pressure, he's just got consistent lap times.
Well, you talk to him and he'll tell you that's what he strives for. He strives to be consistent and smooth. And there ain't too awful many racers that I've watched out there. Maybe like him. I kind of put him and Travis Townsend in about the same category.
Oh, Brinson just lost it. He hit that inside wall hard coming out of it. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, buddy. That was a heck of an impact.
And no caution.
Nope, it stayed green.
But anyhow, I kind of put them two in the same category of racers as they're smooth and consistent and stay right in, so.
Oh, Lehman just pounded the wall coming out to him, down in the inside wall in front of everybody. I think that's going to do it for him tonight, man. That looked like a pretty bad crash, but it stays green.
Yep.
And let's be honest, with that kind of a gap between Butler and Kirk now, I think that's pretty much going to hand the race over to Sean, barring any other cautions coming out.
Yeah, Lehman got into that outside wall and went right to the inside wall. Man, what a tumble he took. And yeah, I think I heard the engine let go on it, or almost let go.
Yeah, it sure did. It popped. So let's go back to that race for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, because that's where the action's at right now.
Yeah. I think right now Smallwood knows he's got a job to do because he's got Blankenship breathing down his neck right now. And he knows he's got to get by Kirk, or he's going to wind up losing 3rd spot to James Blankenship.
Yeah, that's a big 10-4, and it looks like Daniel's got some damage on that right side of that car where he may have gotten into the wall earlier. Yeah. That could be affecting his car, I don't know. But it's pretty extensive, especially on that right front. And that right front tire is very, very important here at this track.
He's got a little bit on the left side too. I think is where he scraped somebody there, but it's not a lot of damage.
No, but that right front definitely concerns me a lot. May have knocked the toe out. And I'll tell you right now, if you get your toe knocked out on here, that car gets so tight. It really does. And Blankenship's blinking out. Gosh, I hope we don't lose him. See, and Blankenship, his car is relatively clean. He's kept it clean most of the night. I believe if this continues to go green for another 8 laps, we may see a pretty good fight between these two.
Oh yeah. You mean M3? All
yeah,
three of them right there.
Looks like Kirk's car is tightening up on him also.
Smallwood struggling with I think his toe is knocked out on that car right now because he's struggling with his exit on the turns right now.
Absolutely, I've noticed that too. He's fighting what I talked to you about earlier. That car gets really tight in the center of the turns, which makes it, if you put too much wheel into it, it's going to want to snap around exiting the turns.
Yep. Okay, let's go back in the field here a little further. Cody Griffin has got himself back on the lead lap in 8th. And he's right behind Lee Bedsall. Brian Phillips in 9th. Robert Riley 10th, driving the Cancer Sucks car tonight. Last one on the lead lap. Brian Wortman, first one a lap down after, boy, he's got a ton of damage on that car. Running in 11th. James Lehman now back out on the track in 12th.
5 laps down. Yeah, I was just going to comment on that.
Kevin Bonner in 13th. Scott Brinson 14th. Timothy Lewis in 15th. Matthew Breckel looks like has taken his car behind the wall, and he is in 16th. Kerry Cleaver out. David Howard Jr. out. Robert Moyer out. And Rush out. So,
well, this battle between William Kirk and Daniel Smallwood is really heating up. Blankenship's kind of drifted back a little bit, but I've noticed Daniel has moved his line up just about a half a lane in the turns, and it's really paying off for him. He's getting a really, really good run coming off the turns.
Well, I know he's going to have to get busy, and it looks like he dives it down to the bottom that time. Kirk's not going to give up without a fight.
Oh, this is a great race between these two.
Yeah, hopefully we don't see them two get together before the end of this. Or
now Kirk's got the preferred line, man. That's it's going to make it tough for Daniel to make that pass.
Yeah, he's pinching the Daniel down there, too, making Daniel use up them tires.
Absolutely.
And that's what you got to do. You know, he's doing it smart. I got to give William, he's a very smart driver when it comes to stuff like this. He knows what he's got to do to protect that position without blocking. He can pinch you down there and make you use up your equipment.
Exactly. And it's good defensive driving is all it is. It's not dirty at all.
Nope. Hey, if he wanted to get by him, there's the outside line, and he can drive by him on the inside if he's that much faster. So
exactly.
He's not blocking them. He's just making them use up them tires.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're coming down to 2 laps to go here, Rudy. And, I mean, barring anything unforeseen like an accident, Butler's got this one wrapped up. It's still going to be a fight between these 3 right here for second.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of watching, and I want to get up there on the leader. Daniel really loose that time coming off the turn.
Yeah. And here it is, folks. The white flag's out.
Going to get up here on Sean because he's got one more to go here, folks. And Sean Butler going to win it yet again.
That's number 4 on the season?
Gosh, I don't know. This is, I think, race number, 7 or something? But Sean Butler bringing it to victory lane, coming off of turn 4 and crosses the line first.
We had a great race for second there, but it looks like Kirk took second.
Yep.
Smallwood in third, and Blankenship brings it home in 4th. That's a great run for him.
Yes, sir. Great run, man. With a good, clean car, too.
Absolutely. That's the way to bring it home right there. But it looks like Mr. Smallwood's going to have to wait another week for that elusive first win, man. But that was a great run.
Well, Sean going to burn him down here. We'll give him enough time, if you can, John, maybe start dragging him down here. Get Sean down here first, and then William, and then Daniel. Sean Butler, you got a copy?
I got you, Rudy.
Well, you bring it into victory lane again, brother. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, man. You know, had some adversity there, and
second shot you guys out.
Accidentally got into Cody there. I'd asked him if he'd let me go, and he said no because something about Talladega. I don't know. So I was using up his bumper, and I was just a little bit too close to him there, getting in the middle of 2 there, and didn't like it happen, but it's just part of racing, close racing there.
It was, and I've seen it, and I don't know exactly what happened either, but good racing out there tonight. A couple of good long green flag runs after we got through a rash of cautions. I was going to look real quick and see. We did have 10 cautions tonight, so really not that bad considering. How did the car feel for you out there on them long runs?
It definitely got real tight on the long run. Just back the corners up and stay off the throttle a little longer. And other than that, it was pretty good. It was just a little tight, but it would have been real hard to pass anybody on once you got like 50 laps on those tires. It was pretty one groove track by then.
Well, we've seen Daniel up there giving you a little run for your money earlier, and did take over the lead for a little while. But you led 94 laps tonight, Sean. Congratulations, man. That was for a race that I really expected more cautions than that, to be honest with you. This is just not one of my favorite tracks. I don't know. I just never run good here, and I really have a lot of problems with this track. This one in Richmond, I just really have a problem with it. But man, you kept it out there long enough, and it looked like you'd pulled away quite a little bit from them guys as they got to battling it up there toward the end. Obviously put you in a perspective where you could just concentrate on your own racing and not have to worry about anybody challenging you. Kind of relaxed out there toward the end, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, Lehman was giving me fits there on that restart, and I was surprised he was able to run so quick on the bottom in 1 and 2. But I think that's eventually what bit him. I noticed that on fresh tires, especially those bumps in 1 and 2, would really upset the car coming off the corner if you were mashing throttle just a little too quick. And I think that's what bit him there at the end. That sucked for him because he was running strong there, and I thought he was going to give me a good run there. And then once that happened, I was just gone from the other two. So it is what it is.
Well, they had a good battle going on of their own. We didn't have you on camera too awful much at that last part there because them two going at it, and James Blankenship involved in that too. The three of them battling really hard back there, and finally James just kind of fell back a little ways, and William and Daniel were having a good battle of their own. And we'll get to talk to William and Daniel here in a minute. But man, I'm telling you what, fantastic win here for you again, Sean. Gosh, I think the guys are going to probably. I'm not even going to go there.
They're tired of talking about taking a boat to kick me out.
I'm just picking on you.
Oh gosh, yeah. Congrats to William Kirk, man. I was shocked that he was able to hang on as good as he did, but without taking tires there.
Yeah.
Good job with Daniel Smallwood, racing him clean, and it must have been a heck of a race.
Oh, it was. It was a heck of a race to sit up here in the booth and watch. So, anybody you want to thank, Sean?
Give a shout out to the Bedzall family. I know we're all thinking about them. Thank all the guys for a good race. You guys up there in the booth, and the guys in the sky.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks, Sean. Thanks for talking with us, and again, congratulations.
Thanks, Rudy.
John, you got second place, the captain?
I sure do, Rudy. How you doing there, Will the Captain Kirk? Great run tonight, bud. Talk to us about your second place run.
Oh, wow. Well, okay. This track is just fantastic, inner sarcasm. But, no, but seriously, I was practicing since 1 o'clock. I was at test sessions, and then Tommy put up a 4-hour practice, ran a lot of that, ran the hour practice for this race, and I'm terrible here. And I knew I was going to take a lot of practice to be able to contend for a top 10, which was the goal with this track being the way it is. And it was definitely loose on new tires, and then once about 10 laps, for me anyway, it was tight, but it came in. I got to the point where I could get off the throttle, roll for just a little bit, and then mash the throttle and come all the way off. And I like the longer runs. It felt good to me. I feel like we had a second, third place car on longer runs, just weren't very good on those short runs. And I was involved in 2 or 3 wrecks. I don't even remember. But yeah, there towards the end we stayed out kind of on accident, but we kind of did with what we could with what we had, and I was just shocked that I was able to hold off Smallwood and Blankenship because I didn't take tires, and so that was a lot of fun, and I was really, really excited and was pumped about that. I was screaming in my team speak because I just got second. And everyone was like, "Did you win? Did you win?" And I said, "No, I just got second. I'm happy I got second." And so, it was cool. And I just want to give a shout out to Lee Bedsall and his daughter, and all the Canter Sucks people, and for everyone that drove the car today. We're definitely thinking of you, and this race was for you. My second place finish was for you, and just wish you guys the best luck. And really, really cool that you guys watch this and support all of us every week. And just wanted to say that. And thanks to you guys for broadcasting, Tommy for the adminning, and then all the drivers. Sean for winning, Smallwood for racing me clean, and yeah.
Well, you made me look like a dummy because I didn't think you were going to last up there in second with staying out like you did, man. But that was a great race to watch. I did notice that you were one of the few guys that Rudy and I saw changing your lineup as far as where you drove the turns and how hard you went in. Was that what you think helped you make those tires that you stayed out with last a little bit longer than everybody thought they would?
Oh yeah, and I had a bunch of people in TeamSpeak and on track saying I wasn't gonna make it, and at first I was in the mindset of I was just gonna let everyone go by and I was gonna get a top 10. But then whenever everyone kept saying there's no way I'm gonna be able to stay out there, I saw communications about guys talking about how they were gonna go around me and they were playing the teammates but using me as a block. I was like, all right, well, we're not gonna let everyone go by anymore. We're gonna see what we can do. And so I fought as absolute hard as I could. And Scott got into me going into 1 or 3 or something, and I had been braking a lot early in the runs because I was saving my tires for later on, and that was something that a lot of guys didn't do. Sean obviously did. He obviously he knows everything, but that was something that a lot of guys weren't doing. And so there was a few times where I either got hit in the rear or got run over, and I mean it's not entirely the other guy's fault. I mean I ran a completely different braking, throttle, and line than everyone else did. So I definitely feel like the way that I would run early on, and then I would change my line once the tires came in, change my throttle points, change my braking points. I definitely felt like my different line helped me hold on to the spot I did and keep the tires I did. So I would like to think that it did help a lot.
Well, it made for an entertaining race to watch. Will, thank you so much for stopping by and talking to us about your second place run, man. And you take care of yourself tonight and have a good night. Congratulations again.
Yeah, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Just have a good night.
You too, sir. Rudy, third place is yours.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention like William said, that everybody that did drive the Cancer Sucks cars, I really appreciate that. And Sherelle is in chat. She is in chat right now and listening. And I just kind of went around your car and it's got her picture on the car, and she is very, very thankful for us. Doing what we did tonight, and those of you that did run that paint scheme. So, thank you, William, for running that. I'm thanking you from her.
Well, yeah, no problem. It's an honor to be able to do it, and I want to thank you for letting us all be able to, and for supporting us all every week. And it really means a lot to all of us. So it's just a little bit we can do back to say thank you for the support you give us. So.
And if I may, Rudy, real quick, I just want to remind everybody that's watching that you can post the link to our broadcast and to the Facebook page. This broadcast can be rewatched anytime, and you can go by the Cancer Sucks Facebook page and see what you guys can do to help out. Cancer, well, it sucks, man. Let's not beat around the bush. It's a horrible thing for people to have to deal with. I lost 3 grandparents to cancer and another family member. Rudy's dealt with it. He beat it. Sherelle's out there fighting with it now, and it's a rough fight. And these people could use all the help they can get. So these guys that ran this car tonight for some awareness, and the Facebook page for awareness, make sure you spread the word to stop by and see how you guys can help out.
All right. Thank you, John. Appreciate that very much. Okay, let's get on to Daniel Smallwood coming into third. Daniel, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Rudy.
Well, you bring the Goodies Chevrolet, isn't it? Yeah, Chevrolet. I didn't think you'd drive a Ford, but I'm getting is your mic stuck open? Oh, there you go. Yeah, I was getting an echo, sorry. But anyhow, you come into third tonight. It looked like for the longest time out there, Daniel, you had the car to beat Sean Butler. You did lead, I was looking at it, Oh, I thought you led more laps than that. You only led 1, but you did get the bonus point for it. But anyhow, yeah, I thought you led more than that. Well, I guess I was looking at Cody Griffin, I guess, led 25. But anyhow, congratulations on your third spot. Just a good racing going on up there with William Kirk at the end. And we were watching there earlier in the race, Daniel, it looked like you had a pretty low line. Were you concerned about that eating up the tires on the car?
Actually, no. I thought it pretty helped tires in the long run because I was able to pull away from the guys behind me.
Really? Well, see, it kind of had an adverse effect of what we were talking about before the race, because it seemed like about one lane up off the bottom is where it really ran good and where you got good bite. But you definitely proved us wrong, because you were pulling away from a lot of cars and you could pass down there. So, man, you must have had something. It could have been all in your throttle and braking points, I guess, is what helped you out. Well, Mom and Dad in chat watching you, very proud of you. You bring it into third. They were rooting for you. And you know, something that, Daniel, I kind of wanted to talk about. John and I were talking about it during the broadcast. You have got quite the fan base. I mean, you got to be proud of yourself, brother, for having such a fan base. It seems like each and every race that I broadcast, it always seems like there's a lot of people in chat rooting for you, and you're kind of like the one that everybody's rooting for to get up there and win. You know, not just Mom and Dad. I mean, a lot of other people too. You had Michael Gonzalez in there rooting for you tonight, plus Mom and Dad, and of course we're kind of rooting for you too. And we were even saying, if we weren't rooting for Daniel Smallwood, if he got taken out, who would you root for? You know, we even threw it to him that way. You know, so well. But anyhow, that being said, coming into third tonight, are you happy with the finish, or do you really think that if you wouldn't have got so much damage on the car, you could have maybe brought home the win tonight, or at least second?
I'm happy with this finish, because I hate Iowa. I don't want to race Iowa.
I feel your pain, Daniel. I really do, brother.
Just hate it, huh?
Yes, I absolutely hate it.
Well, let's see, where are we going to next week?
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Oh. Okay, how do you feel about going to Charlotte next week?
Well, I like Charlotte. I can say I can like Charlotte. Just I completely hate Iowa.
Yeah, well, I think you're going to have quite the following on that one, because I think there's a lot of people that don't really care for Iowa, myself included. I just can't run well here. And you know, something that John was telling me earlier tonight that I didn't really even know about this track. That's how much I care about it. That the banking in 1 and 2 is a little bit different than in 3 and 4.
I didn't know that.
Just a couple of degrees. It's very similar to Richmond, because you know how at Richmond 1 and 2 have about, I think, 8 or 9 degrees more banking than 3 and 4.
Wow. See, I didn't know that. Well, maybe
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, maybe that's the difference.
Well, the biggest difference isn't just the degree; it's more those deaf-gum bumps. Daniel, you know what I'm talking about. Those bumps in 1 and 2 are vicious. I mean, if you hit them just right, your car is going outside, whether you like it or not.
Yep, I hit it about once or twice during this race, and I'm like, oh Lord.
Well,
yeah, me and Rudy saw that.
Anybody you want to thank tonight, Daniel?
I want to thank you guys up in the booth, all the racers out there, Sean out there, Sean Butler for winning, and the Betzel family for, you know, Lee's got daughter has cancer, and we're out here racing for her.
Well, that's very admirable of you, Daniel. Well, congrats on your third place tonight, man. I'm telling you, well deserved, because you did drive the wheels off of that, and there was cars behind you that had no damage. Was you worried about James Blankenship, because he was right behind you and he didn't have no damage on that car?
Well, yeah, fellas, if I could hold him into that inside, I don't think he could have passed me, but you never know.
That's right. Okay, Daniel, thanks a lot, and congratulations on your third spot.
Yep, thank you.
Congratulations, Daniel. Talk to you later on, bud.
Yeah, thank you, John.
All right. Well,
Will, Daniel, do y'all need me to move y'all somewhere?
Go for it, man.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Thanks.
Well, Sean Butler leading the most laps tonight with 94, so he'll get the bonus points on top of his winning here tonight. But let's run down through the results real quick, and we'll get out of here. Sean Butler coming home the winner, William Kirk second, Daniel Smallwood third, James Blankenship fourth, Robert O'Neill fifth, Kevin O'Brien coming home sixth, great finish for him, Cody Griffin coming back and taking seventh, Brian Phillips eighth, Lee Bedsall ninth, and Robert Riley 10th. John, sorry.
Oh, Rudy, I've already closed out the game. Sorry about that, man.
Brian Wortman coming in 11th, James Lehman 12th, Kevin Bonner 13th, Scott Brinson 14th, Timothy Lewis 15th, Matthew Breckel 16th, Kerry Cleaver 17th, David Howard Jr. 18th, Robert Moyer 19th, and Rush 20th. I guess that was it. 20 drivers.
Well, that's not bad considering. I mean, 20 drivers is, on this track, that's a pretty good amount. And I thought the race went well. I mean, like you called it. You thought it was going to be kind of a caution-filled race, and we had a few, but for the most part, we had a really good long green flag run. I really enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again, John, for helping me, and I'll be looking forward to next week you helping me in booth too.
Yeah, 10-4. I'm gonna be a little depressed. You may have to cuddle with me a little bit, Rudy, because Charlotte is my absolute 100% favorite racetrack, man. It really is.
I'm out on the cuddling. Maybe we can talk Russian to that or something.
Well, I look forward to doing it with you next week, man. I really do. Thanks for having me up here, and thanks to all the viewers who tuned in. And again, my prayers are with the Bedsall family in this time. I know how difficult it is dealing with this, both having I haven't had cancer, but like I said, I've had family members that have dealt with it, and I just pray for you guys every night, and y'all take care, and God bless everybody.
All right, thanks for stopping by, everybody, and again, I wish the Bedsall family lots of prayers too. So we're rooting for you, Sherelle. You can beat it. And,
Absolutely.
We will talk to you tomorrow night. I believe we got Mach Speed tomorrow night. I'm not sure what track they're running at, but that'll be fun to watch. So tune in tomorrow night, folks. Till then, stay safe.